Okay, well, today, I want you to tell me in the chat who are new here in the business. Who's recent here? I ask a lot. You're gonna see that I ask a lot. I love interaction. I don't like monologues. So for me, I registered this week. Perfect. Thank you. I love it. Me, 2 months. You're brand new. 1 month, Alejandra. Kiss me a week. Wow, you're a baby. 1 month. Okay, Omar, Natalie, me 1 week, 1 week, 1 month, Aide. Okay, great. That's good. I love this. I love this. That means that 90% of 88 people here are new. I love this. I love that because this is a very, very important class for you. Because today, what we're going to be sharing is everything that is related to the compensation plan, which means how do we generate income? To be able to help you, I love when we have clear the number that we want to get to. So if you're so kind, the new ones, all of you, if you can set it in the chat weekly, what's the money, the amount of money that you have in mind? Let me explain to you why this is important, because today when I explain the whole compensation plan, you're going to be able to set your own goals. So how much per week? Okay, 5,000. Write it, okay? 20,000, Maria and Adriana. Okay, it's weekly. Remember that we get paid weekly, so you know about this. 5,000 from Flor. Pablo, 10,000 per week. Okay, 5,000 per week. Okay, perfect. Great. 10,000 to start off. Okay, Peter, great. I love this. Corrales, 2,500 per week. Okay, perfect. There's no wrong number here, because each one of us knows your life and what you want and what you look up to. So don't feel bad, because there's a great diversity in numbers. So the reason why I ask is because I want you to be clear in that number, so that we can explain in base of what we explained today. We're going to go step by step in the four ways of making money, of generate income. In base to that number, you know what you have to do then. So in the compensation plan, there are two of the ways in which when people get a little bit confused. I would say one. You're going to tell me if it's correct or not. And it is in the binary parent. How do we make money with binary? Which is the cycles. In there, people just like, I don't understand very well. I don't know how the volume work, what my leg means, what's a cycle, what's mean, why is 600 on one side, 330 in the other one. All of those doubts today are going to be out. All of them. So that I hope God gives me the right way to explain it correctly. So the idea is for you not to have doubts, because if you don't understand deeply, right, intensively, how is it that we generate money, then your plan, it's not going to match the money that you can make every week. So it's because you don't understand, because you're in the surface. That's why we're going to go deep, right? We're going to go very deep. We're going to dive in and how to make money and get income weekly with LiveWave, okay? I know there are a lot of people that don't feel very safe about this, and it's like, no, I haven't learned how it works. And today, this call is going to be recorded as all of our calls, and you can find them for all the new guys. And our resources are at your disposal, available for you. We are just one big team. You're going to see different names, UnitedX or Evolution. We are Be the Light, but at the end, we're all part of the same organization. And the identity, well, it's good. I mean, each one of you places a number because you connect with the name, and that's perfect. There's no problem at all with that. But in the end, we're all part of one organization. That's why our resources are for everyone. YouTube channel, which is open for everyone. We have our channel of information in Telegram. We have chats in WhatsApp. We have the link of Boards, which is an application in which everything is there for you to share it easily. And we have a training academy that's called School, with our name of Be the Light, when all the videos are there, all the trainings, all the PDFs, all the studies that you have to have on hand. So I'll give you this for perspective. Maybe you didn't know, or maybe they gave you the links, but you haven't seen them. So there's a document that we have. It's called Welcome to Be the Light. I'll repeat, if you have another name, it's okay. It's the whole organization. You care about the content, and we explain everything step by step. So let's just go right ahead. At the end, I'm going to ask questions, and also you can put them in the chat. If for some reason you don't understand something I'm explaining, put the question in the chat, because I'm going to be checking not the objective, the goal. Today is the idea is for you not to have any doubts at the end, please, because when you have that understanding, to understand it, maybe it's going to take you a while, but today I want you to have everything and then follow it, study it, and practice it. I'm going to start with the two easiest ways. With two easiest way of understanding it. Because as we said in Cuban, it falls off. This is not going to have a translation, sorry. But it's like really easy. It's easy peasy. It's what's understandable, goes with our hands when goes along with making cells. So this is one way. And it's when we talk or propose or share about the product that we have in our hands, about this technology. Again, I remember, according to this, remember that we recently did, and for the new ones, we did a treatment to be in compliance with the regulations we have in regards to what we can and we cannot say. We created a profile of ChatGPT of a legal advisor called Max. If you don't have that link yet, in the welcome kit, it's there. When you can access, where you can access and ask so you don't say something wrong in network, outside in the social media. So how do you make money? So every time someone buys a patch packet, they're going to pay $149 with 95 cents. That is, if it's a minor, a retailer customer, what does that mean? It's someone that says, you know what, I have them, don't give me a compromise of anything, I'm going to try for a month. I've known that the recommendation by doctors, but of all the scientists that created this technology for LifeWave, David Schmidt, that we have to expose ourselves to the technology between 3 and 6 months to be able to say, I have an objective opinion about the product. But there are people who's going to say no, and not because they think that they're going to ask you for money. And don't fight anyone. Let them pay full price, $149.95, and every time someone buys the product for full price, you're going to get $50 commission. Remember that I told you about the number? I want you to start taking this into consideration. For example, a certain amount of money, then I can make $600 just to sell this full price. So how many packets do I have to sell? And you're going to set your goal for the week, right? For the week. Now, in the client that is only interested in buying the product, there are different products. So here I show you two because the preferred customer plus is the same thing. The retail customer pays full price, doesn't have a auto ship active, and they pay full price, and you don't know if he's gonna come back or not. The truth is, he is, because 98% of the people find that it works. But some people take longer than a month to have that signal. You know, maybe the person's like, she doesn't come back, but it's possible that she comes back. So that person is a retailer, right? It's like, no, I keep on doing it every month and I'm interested in having it better priced. So that person is a preferred customer. That person has a monthly subscription. And since that person is going to have a monthly subscription, what does that mean? That is a residual income, because every month that person buys, then you get a $20 commission, and that customer is gonna pay for the package. Instead of $195 with $99, he's gonna pay $99.95. So when you talk to someone just about the product, you're gonna say, are you gonna pay full price instead of just for a monthly subscription with a product that is gonna be good for you and you can cancel it any time? It's better if you grab the one for $90 and you have a monthly subscription of a packet or two packages or whatever you want. I mean, if a person with two packages because you X 30.99 or maybe three, depends on the customer. So that customer is going to give you $20, not 50. The difference is that this one up here that paid full price, you don't know what's going to happen, if it's going to come back or not. But with this one, you know that you're going to have $20 per month with that customer. Understood so far? Any questions? That's the first way. So a second way. This business, everything that is regarding multi-level or with marketing level, this is a direct sell. There are two ways to your business. First, the sell. The second one is to create a team or a structure in your organization. What do we call organization? All people who got in, not just the ones that you enrolled, but all of them that were enrolled by your team. That's the organization, because that's why each one of you is part of our organization. You're down below. You're not direct under me, but you're in my organization because you started when we started or when Jay started. Because Jay is our outline, our sponsor. So there are two ways here. I want you to understand that. Product, selling the product. Someone we always mention is that over here we have 11 patches. You can use them all. Very personally, I don't mix it up. I pull out the X39 because it's the only one that has the technology that reactivate your stem cells, but it depends on the customer and their needs. And I accompanied with another one, but I don't. I personally, I know that people do different, and that's great, but I'm talking about myself here. 11 patches, but that's something favorable in our company, that we're not like a million products that we have to promote. It's just one. If you focus on this one, which is like the main patch, the star patch, because since it started, how it increased the company the first year completely. So you have to know that this is a star, even though you're not going to limit the well-being of your client. The second way is to make your structure. You want to have people to make the business, because that is what's going to give you the increase in income. Otherwise, you have to keep selling and selling and selling. And if you create your team, then your biggest amount of income is going to come from that structure. And the goal of everyone, think, it has to be with this 20 people on your left, 20 people on your right. But then I'm going to get into that in a minute. So every time, every person that wants to be in the business depends on the package that they start with. It's the commission for you. If she starts with core, if the person starts with core, you get 35. If it's advanced, your commission is $75. If the person starts as a premium, your commission is $405. So that commission is just once. Because the other day someone asked, hey, someone started as core but then bought 3 packet of patches. That gives you volume, but you don't get this commission again. Okay? Let me see. I think someone posted a question. Commission for you as a partner, sorry. This commission, it's for you. Let's say that you enroll someone that you talk to about the business and she's interested. So that person can be enrolled, and the company needs to buy one of these packets that we have here. These are the packets that you show to the person that wants to become a partner, who wants to generate money. According to the packet that partner starts, as you're registering him in your team, then you get a commission, and is the one that I'm telling you about. If the person decides on the core, then you get $35. If that person starts with advance, then you get that commission, 75, and if it says then 405. About the volume, I'm going to explain it in a minute. So the industry of direct sell, it's for volume, means it's numbers, math. What do I mean? Everything you do here and your team gives you numbers. Every time someone buys patches from you, you get numbers. Rachel, how can I find, give me a second, because I'm going to stop sharing a screen because this is something that you have no idea how much people ask about this. It's really, it's told, it's mentioned everywhere. So let me just show you. Whenever you want to know
¿Qué volumen te da
how many numbers, what volume gives you
cada paquete de parche?
every packet of patches in the store, your store, this is my page, right? So I went here to the store, I went to the products, and look, you log in and you see Silent Night. If someone buys a product of Silent Nights, look what it says here, BV. This is what you're gonna get of volume if they buy one, 55. If they buy two, 47. Each one of them. If they buy three, 39 each one. It says here each one. So you don't forget it's like what the volume is going down. No, it's each one. Do it times 3 or 47 times 2 if it's 155. So that's your volume. All of that, it's going to be adding up and you're going to have it in your numbers. Where in your numbers? In your web page that looks like this. Look right here, look my numbers here. In my left one, I have 84,949. In my right one, 36,113 we're on Wednesday. That's increasing when I get people in. They buy patches from me personally, but everything that my people do, people of my people in the whole organization, left and right. That represents your volume. Please tell me if someone has a question. To start as core, you get commission. I didn't get anything for 2 customers. Blanca, the fact that you didn't get anything, that doesn't exist. You should have gotten it. You should have gotten according to that. So if they started as minor or preferred customer, then 20, and it has to be reflected in your page because you working and not getting anything, that doesn't exist. Okay, so I'm going to explain, Jesus. What does that volume mean? What is that for you? If you buy Advance a second time, and I'm going to go on this part right here. One moment.
Pero baja el volumen porque el precio es menor, ¿cierto? Exacto, baja el volumen porque el precio es menor.
But the volume goes down because the price is less. Yes, exactly, but also because the amount increases. That's what it says. That's what it says right there. I don't change the volume. That's where you found it. I wanted to show it to you so you can see also here. Let me check here. One moment.
Acá está el volumen que te da cuando la persona entra.
Here is the volume that you get when the person registers as partner. What you have to look for is the volumes, the punctuation, the points. Let's call it points. I don't know if it's easier on that term, that volume. But this business is volume. So this volume is numbers. So in the page, what you have to take a look at is how much you have on the right and on the left. I'm going to get there in a minute. So first, sell of the product. How many products do you want to sell of this? According to this commission or this commission decides the customer. You cannot decide that. But according to what I say, the thing is you're not going to get any money. As Blanca said, I didn't get paid. No, there has to be a commission because if you sell as a customer, then it's this one. If you sell someone or you enter someone in the team, these are the commissions are different. But you always get a commission. Of course, it's impossible that you don't get a commission because this is a business. So, product for registering people. People, for example, register for people and then they don't follow their recruitment. Here, it has to be constant. We don't stop recruiting ever, and I'm going to explain why. One, because it's part of the business. To recruit means prospects that they want to go into the business. That's recruiting. So people who want to make money. Of course, you want to sell the product, but also you want to register people who are interested in it. Look for people who has that mindset. I'm going to tell you about my experience. That doesn't mean that's the only one, but the reality is
gente que quiera hacer el
that
negocio,
people
tú
who
tienes
wants
que
to
ser
do the business, you have to
muy
be very
selectivo en poder
selective
identificar
and being able to
personas
identify
que tengan la
people
mentalidad
who
correcta.
have the
Y
right
te voy a decir por
mindset.
qué.
I'm
Porque
going to
si
tell
tú
you
no
why.
identificas a alguien que
Because
tenga
if
la
you don't
mentalidad
identify someone
correcta
who
o al
has the right
menos que
mindset,
tenga la
or at
mentalidad de
least for them
aprender
to have
algo que no
the
saben y sí
learning
tiene
mindset,
muchas
something that they
ganas,
don't know and they
tú te
want
vas
to
a
learn about
cansar
it,
en el camino.
you're
Porque te
gonna
vas
get
a
tired in the way
frustrar
because you're
tratando
gonna
de
get
convencer
frustrated
a alguien. Y
trying
escúchame,
to get
no
someone
somos esto
convinced.
no es
And
un
listen to me.
negocio de convencer
This
a
is not a
nadie.
business to convince
Y
anyone.
desgraciadamente,
And
la
unfortunately,
mayoría, te puedo decir,
most
más de la
people, I
mitad,
can say
se
more than
acerca
half
a esto
people,
creyendo
get
que voy
close
a
to this
convencer a
believing
alguien que me
that
compre el
I'm going
producto,
to
que voy a
convince someone
convencer
to
a
buy the
alguien
product for me,
que haga el
or that
negocio.
I'm
Y
going to
nosotros no
convince
tenemos el
someone to do the
control
business. And
de
we
lo
don't
que
have
pasó.
that control
Podemos tener el
over the
control,
other
pero no
person.
nosotros.
We can have the
Yo
control
dejo
for
que
the
esto
control
me
for
afecte o
ourselves.
no.
Do I
Y
let
sigo
this
yendo. Tú
affect
tienes
me
que
or not,
entrar,
or do
tener
I
la
keep going? You
mentalidad
have
de
to go in and
todos los
have
días
this
yo voy a
mindset that
vender mi producto.
every day I'm going to talk
Yo voy a
about my
vender la
business, and
oportunidad.
every day
Todos
I'm
los
going to
días,
have
todos los
about the
días.
business
Tú no te
opportunity
puedes dejar
every day.
llevar porque
You
alguien te dijo
cannot
no.
let carried
Tú
away
no te
because
puedes
someone
sentir
said no.
deprimida o
You
deprimida
cannot
porque
feel
alguien no
depressed
quiso
because
hacer el
someone
negocio
didn't
o
want to
porque
do the
alguien
business,
entró y te
or
dejó.
because someone got in
Eso
and
no tiene nada que
left.
ver contigo. Yo
That
hice
has
un
nothing to do with you.
entrenamiento solo
I
dedicado a
did
eso, a los
this
objetivos.
training only
Búscalo en
dedicated
YouTube.
to that.
Entonces,
Just
lo que
look for
quiero es
it
que
on
te
YouTube.
enfoques en que esto
So
es
what I want you to
continuo
focus
esfuerzo.
is this is
Porque
a
tú
constant
quieres
effort
hacer
because
crecer tu
you
negocio.
want
Tú
to
no
grow
quieres
your
tener 4 o
business.
5
You don't
personas
want to
como
have
te
for
dije.
people
Y de
only, as
parte
I
de Business
said.
City, eso es algo lo
From
aprendieron
this
con ellos
state,
desde
and
el día
we
1.
learned this
Para
from them
un
since
equipo
day one.
que tú puedas decir,
For a
tengo un buen
team that you
equipo,
can say, I
20
have a
personas
good
de mi
team,
izquierda que quieren
20
hacer el
people
negocio,
left that
20.
want to do the
Tu
business,
visión que vaya hacia
to
adelante.
20
Hay gente
people,
que
and
tiene
your
más.
vision to be
Sin
there. There are
embargo, hay
people that have
personas
more.
que no lo
However,
logran.
there are
Hay
people who
personas
don't
que
work
dan un
on it.
20%
There are people who
de
give a
esfuerzo
20%
en construir
of
un negocio.
effort in
Esto
building a
es cierto
business.
que no es para todo el
This
mundo,
is
es una
true. It's not for
realidad,
everyone.
¿ok?
It's a
Ahora tú
reality.
decides si eso es para
So
ti o
now
no.
you decide if
Yo me
this is for you
enfoco
or no. I
todos los días. Yo sé
focus
que esto es parte de mi
every
vida.
day. I know
Hablar de
that
la
this is part of
oportunidad,
my life.
hablar
Talk
de
about the
producto,
opportunity,
entrenar al
talk about the
equipo, trabajar
product,
con los líderes,
train the
no
team,
rango.
work with the
Si yo mañana
leaders,
amanezco
the
y digo, ay,
ranks.
no, estoy
If tomorrow I woke
cansada,
up and was like,
esto no es para mí.
I'm tired of this, then this is not
Esto no es
for
para
me.
mí.
This is not for me.
Tenemos que verlo con
We
alegría.
have to
Es
see
decir,
it with
listo, yo voy
the
a
joy.
bendecir
It's
a
like,
alguien con
oh,
este
wow, I'm
producto. Y
gonna
es lo
bless
máximo para
someone
el otro.
with
Porque
this
mira
team, with this
cuántos testimonios estamos viendo.
product. Said no?
No
Okay, next one.
solamente de producto en
Because
físico,
I mean, not
sino
only
de
about the
personas que llegan
product,
a altos
but
rangos. Oye,
people
tú
who
ves
are
4
getting to
managers
the high
enviados en el
rank.
chat
Yesterday,
de
like
una.
4
El otro
managers
día
entered the
directores.
chat all at once. The other day, directors. So
Si se puede hacer una gente, otros
if
lo pueden
we
hacer.
can
Ahí es
do
una
it,
decisión.
then other people can
Entonces,
do it. It's just a
recapitulo.
decision, you know?
Producto,
So let me just
oportunidad de negocio. Esta
say
que
this
viene
again.
ahora es la parte
This
que
is a business
necesito que prestes
opportunity. This
atención.
next part,
Y
I
les
want you to pay
recomiendo,
attention,
espérense, porque hay
and I
18,
recommend you to,
19
hold on,
mensajes, ya son
18,
19.
19 messages. Oh my God.
Las comisiones son
The
semanales,
commissions
¿ok?
are every
Sí son
week.
semanales.
Yes, they're every week.
Ajá. El volumen ya voy a explicar para qué sirve.
Yeah, the
Ya voy a
volume, I'm going to
explicar para qué
explain what it
sirve.
works for. Yeah, I'm about to
Sí, ya voy a
explain
explicar lo del
that.
auto
Yes, I'm
envío.
about to explain the auto shipping.
Entré 4 personas con Core y solo me pagaron
I
por uno.
entered
Eso está ahí
4 people in
imposible.
core,
Hay
and
algo
I
que no
got
estás
paid
viendo.
for one.
Porque eso es imposible.
That's
Si
impossible. There's
entraste
something you're
4
not
personas
seeing because
con Core
it's
y
impossible.
ellos
If you
iniciaron con Core,
registered 4 people with
tienes que
with
tener
core,
tus comisiones de
then you have to
$35
have
por cada
your
uno
commission
y
of
debe estar reflejado en tu
$35
página.
each, and it has to be reflected in your page.
Mira a ver si debe haber algún
Um,
error tuyo o algo que
there
no
has
estás
to be some
mirando
sort of a
o hay que
mistake or
ver,
something you're not
bueno,
looking
el
at,
pago
or
por
let's
cada uno.
see. Well,
Si
no,
entra
it's
un
just a
cliente
payment.
a
It's
las
for each
12
one.
ya
I mean,
pagan
if there's a
todo
client or
y lo
partner
que compra, Saúl no entiendo esa
and they
pregunta,
pay
perdón.
everything, I don't understand the
Entonces
question.
ya
So,
pagaron todo lo que
okay,
compra.
so
Sí, si entra un
if
cliente socio,
business,
te dan la
yes, if
comisión
there's
por eso que
if a
compró.
partner, they
No me
give
dieron
you
comisión,
the
pero me llamaron a
commission
reenviar.
to what?
Llama, Blanca, a ver qué pasó, a ver si hay algún error.
I didn't get a commission, but I'm gonna call the company. Yeah, go ahead and call to see if there was a mistake or something.
Ah, sí, si dicen que no tienes pagos pendientes,
Yeah, if you don't have any pending
hay que averiguar.
payments,
Hay que yo no tengo
yes, we
respuesta
have
porque
to
no
find
puedo
that
entrar a
out.
tu página
I don't have a
y
question
no
because
sé.
I'm not looking at
¿Entiendes?
your, I don't have an answer because I don't have I'm not looking at your page. I don't understand. All right.
Hay que ver algo.
We have
Debemos
to
ver
take a
algo
look
todos
at
los
something.
días.
Oh, it's just quartz every day. Okay, yeah, it's
¿Por
always
qué?
okay.
Porque
Because
hay
because
límite.
there's a limit.
Déjame seguir
Okay, let
acá.
me keep checking this.
No, como starter no dan comisión.
No,
Bueno, ahí te
as a
contesté
starter,
porque
they
es
don't
que
give you a
contesté
commission. Well,
cuando
uh,
era uno de las recompras.
she answered, Blanca answered, yeah, $20 also. Rebuy $20. Every time that person buys again from you, $20.
Anual, los $20 del
The
preferred customer es
$20 of
anual.
the preferred customer is annual. They pay it every month, not every year, not for you, for them. It's every year for them.
Ok, después van a tener que ver la llamada de nuevo porque eso ya lo
Okay, you're
expliqué.
gonna have to watch the call again because I already explained that. I have to continue because this is the hardest part.
Recuerden,
Remember,
esto es, escúchame, por favor. Necesito que se enfoquen en esto.
this is please listen, I need you to focus on this. I'm focused right now in explaining this to you, how to make money.
No en qué tipo de clientes
Not
tienes,
in what kind of customers you have or not, in what ways you make money. Okay?
porque esto,
Because this, if you don't understand what kind of products or programs there are out there to explain it to your customers, because you have to watch a presentation call or one of the previous trainings. Today, this is for you to know how to make money. And here I already said, retail customers, if they pay for something and they start doing this without commitment, then $50 every customer, every sale. If it's a preferred customer that's going to have a subscription in which every month they buy a package or more of patches, then $20, you get $20 commission. I'm not talking about the customer. What's the preferred customer or preferred client? It's to be in a school. This is the other way. Every time you register someone who wants to go into the business, it's the commissions that you get. Third way, and in here, I need you to pay attention, because this part is the one that takes time for everyone to understand it. This is what it's called binary. Inside of our business, in network, there are different model or business models. There are different model business types. There's Unai level. Ours is binary. Binary means two. Why two? Because every person develops a left side, a right side. We see it here. This is you. When you start here, the customers that buy product from you don't go in here. The ones that are in your right or left side are the ones that are going to be your partners, the ones that want to make money. The ones that buy product from you are going to give you numbers, volume, but when we're talking about binary, we are talking about that you have to register partners that want to make the business. This we see here is how you get to the ranking of the company, but how to get to manager, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. Every person goes left or right depending on your setting. This is very important. The setting is not automatic. Well, it can be, but I don't recommend it because then the system is going to stuck in one place. So it has to be you registering it. And I want to explain to you where you do that.
Tú tienes que ir a tu página.
You have to go to your page. And up here in your profile, you're going to do, look, you're going to change the setting. You're going to click there, you go down there, and you see the three options there, to the left or to the right. Right here, I have it on my right. You can change it as many times as you want. You don't have a limit there. If you see that your left leg, I'm going to explain that to you. If it's weaker and you want more on the left, then you change it. If I see that my right one is super high, then I change it to the left. Automatically, it's changed automatically. Let me go back to the right because I want this to keep growing on the right one. So this is where you change it. Again, you come to your profile and you're going to get the setting and you're going to change it. So there's something important about binary. As I said, left side and right side. Usually, the strongest side, and I'm going to explain this to you, why is it important, which one is the highest one. The highest one is the one that, or the strongest one is the one with the higher number. Usually is the number in which you landed on your sponsor or the person that registered you in the business. Why? Because people who
te va a caer a ti también en ese lado.
registered by your
Después que
sponsor
empiece.
are going to be landing
So,
on
ese
that same
lado
site
te
after
va a
you.
provocar
So that
más
site is
números,
going to give you
más
more
volumen.
numbers, more
Usualmente,
volume.
hay personas que han
Usually,
tenido
there are
sponsors
people
que
who have
se
had
fueron del
sponsors
negocio, no
that
hicieron más nada
left
y
the
siguen
business,
teniendo
they didn't do
servicios.
anything else, and then
Pero
they don't
si
have that
entraste
benefit.
con alguien
But
que sí está
if
vigente, que
you
está activo en el negocio, tú
got
vas
in
a
with
ver
someone who's
que de
active,
ese
then you're gonna
lado
see
tú vas a
that
ver
on that
personas que
side,
tú ni
you're
conoces
gonna
y te
see
aparecen los
people who
nombres
you
y
don't
es
even
porque
know,
es
and the
tu
names are there,
hermano
but it's because it's your
inscribiendo
upline
gente.
enrolling
Recuerda,
people.
tú sigues inscribiendo gente. Tu
Remember,
upline
you
sigue
keep
inscribiendo
enrolling people,
gente.
your
Tu equipo
upline keeps
sigue
enrolling
inscribiendo
people,
gente
your
porque eso
team
es parte
keeps
del
enrolling
negocio.
people because it's part
Si
of the
tú quieres
business.
crecer, tienes
If
que
you
vender
want to
producto,
grow, you
tienes
have
que
to
inscribir
sell
personas.
product, you have to bring people in.
Entonces, usualmente,
So
el lado
usually
fuerte
the strongest side
puede ser el de donde tú caíste de
can
tu
be the
upline.
one that you
Si no
landed on
sabes,
from your
pregúntale a tu
upline.
upline.
If
Hey,
you
¿de
don't
qué
know,
lado
ask your
estoy? Pero igual
upline.
tú lo
Hey,
vas a ver por los
on
números.
what side am I?
Tú
But
vas a
of
ver que hay
course
un
you're
poco
gonna
más de
see it
números de ese
on
lado.
your numbers. You're
Usualmente
gonna
es el
see that
lado
you're gonna
fuerte.
have more numbers
¿Por
on
qué
that
te
side. Usually
funciona?
that's the strongest side.
Porque el
Why am I
binario
explaining this? Because the
tiene que
binary
ver
has
con
to do
ciclos.
with
Y los ciclos, quiero
cycles.
explicártelo acá.
And the cycles, I'm gonna explain these to
Rachel, ¿qué
you over
ciclo?
here. Rachel, what's a
Te dije,
cycle?
lado potente.
As I said, a
Supongamos
strong side.
que tú
Let's
caíste en
suppose
mi lado
that
izquierdo
you landed on my left side
y mi lado izquierdo te da
and my left
números.
side gives you numbers.
Ese lado izquierdo,
That
cada
left
vez que
side,
tú tienes
every
660
time
en
you
tu
have
lado poderoso,
660
¿cuál
points in
es tu
your
lado
strong side,
poderoso? El que más
which is your
números
strong
tiene.
side, the one that most the one with
Y
the higher number.
330
And
del otro lado,
330 on the other
entonces
side,
hace un
then
ciclo. Es como que le
you
cortan
make a
una
cycle.
cadenita
It's like
y ese número
you
ya
put
está
a
bien y
chain
ya
on
no va
it
a bajar.
and that number
Haz
goes away because
660
it's
más
gonna
y
be paid for.
330. Cadenita,
You
¡pap!
make
Se va porque te lo van a
660
pagar.
again and then
¿Cuánto te van a pagar?
330, it goes away because you're gonna get paid.
$50
You're gonna
cada
get paid
ciclo.
$50
Un
every
ciclo
cycle.
es
So one
660
cycle
de tu
is
lado poderoso,
660 on your
330
strong
de tu
leg,
lado que no es poderoso.
330 weak and 30 on your
Quiere
weak
decir que
leg.
es el
That
doble,
means
porque
that it's the
330,
double. So
660 es el doble de
330,
330. Te
660.
quiero poner este ejemplo, míralo acá
I want to give you this
gráfica.
example. Look at it here in this
Digamos
graph.
que
Let's
tú
say
quieres
that
hacer
you
15
want to
ciclos.
do 15 cycles.
¿Qué es lo que tú necesitas para hacer 15
What do
ciclos?
you need to make 15
10,000
cycles? 10,000
puntos.
points.
Y del lado menos, 4,000.
And the less
12
one,
ciclos, perdón,
the
4,000
lower
puntos.
one,
Te voy a poner un
12
ejemplo.
points, 4,000 points.
Vamos a ir a
I'm gonna
mi
give you an example. For example, let's give you, I'm gonna go
esta
to my
parte,
webpage.
escúcheme, tengan
This
paciencia.
part right
Esto lo
here,
vuelven
be
a escuchar.
patient.
Lo vuelven a
You're
escuchar.
gonna
Estoy
hear
hablando de
this
ciclos.
again. You
Esto
have
es
to hear this
números.
again because
Tú
this is
tienes
about
que
the
ver los
cycle, the soul
números y
numbers.
decir
So you have to see the
660,
numbers and say,
330.
okay,
Ya tengo tantos ciclos.
660,
Te voy a poner un
330, I have
ejemplo
this amount of
para que
cycles.
lo puedas
I'm gonna give
entender.
you an
Y déjame
example so
agarrar
you
aquí
can
mi
understand
pizarrita
it.
para
Let me grab the phone to make the math.
ya va. No se me desesperen. Yo a mí me
Don't
tomó un
get
tiempo
desperate.
entender
It took
esto.
me a while to
Vamos a ir al
understand this.
inicio y vamos a
So
ver
we're gonna go to
ciclos.
start
¿Ok?
and I'm gonna see my
Mírenlo acá.
numbers.
Fíjate.
Look
Yo
at this
tengo.
here.
¿Ven mi pantalla? Sí, ¿verdad?
I have
Ok.
you see my
Bien.
screen?
Mírenlo
Okay.
acá.
So look at this here.
Fíjense que de mi lado izquierdo yo
Look that on
tengo
my left side, I have
84,949.
84,949.
Tú quieres que tu
You
lado
want
poderoso
your strong side
tenga el
to
doble de
have
números que
double
de tu lado débil. En
amount
este
than your weak
momento,
side.
¿alguien me puede
In
decir cuál
this
es mi lado
moment, can
poderoso?
someone tell me
Y alguien me
which one is
contesta, por
my
favor.
strong side? If someone can answer, please.
Izquierdo.
The
Exactamente.
left one,
Ahora
exactly.
mismo, mi
Now,
lado izquierdo
right now,
es el
my
poderoso.
left side is the
¿Qué
strong
yo
one.
quiero? Fíjate, mi
What do
lado
I
izquierdo, que
want?
es el
Look,
poderoso,
my
yo
left
quiero,
side,
yo
which is
tengo
a strong
84,000.
one, I
Pongamos
have
80,000.
84,000. Let's say 85,
Yo necesito,
80,000.
por eso es que yo
I
tengo mi
need, that's why
configuración
I want my settings
en el derecho.
on the right
Porque yo
one,
necesito llegar a
because I
40.
need to make it to
¿Para qué?
40,000.
Para que mi lado
Why? So
poderoso
that my
sea el
strong side
doble de mi
can
lado
be
menos
double
poderoso.
than my less powerful side.
¿Entienden? Por eso es que mi configuración la tengo en mi derecha, para poder
That's
llegar a
why
los
my setting is
40,000.
on the right one to be able
Ya
to get
cuando
to
yo vea que
40,000.
llegué a los 40,000, yo
As soon as
regreso
I
al
get to
izquierdo
40,000,
para seguir
I'll come back to my left
aumentando
one to keep
y poder
increasing it
duplicar el otro.
and
Y ahí lo voy
duplicate the other
manejando.
one.
Por eso es que
And
todos
I'm
los días
managing
debo
that.
entrar
That's
a la
why
oficina
every day you
virtual
have to go to
a
your virtual
revisar tus
office
números, porque
to review
acuérdate que
your
esto es un
numbers because
trabajo en
remember
equipo.
that this
No es
is a
solo lo
team
que tú
effort.
estás
It's
haciendo,
not
es
only
lo que
what
está
you're
haciendo
doing,
tu upline y
it's
lo que está
what your
haciendo la
upline is
gente que tú
doing
tienes
and
y los
people
clientes
that
que
you
tú
have
tienes que
there
te están
and
dando
also the
números.
customers that you have that are
So,
giving
en
you
el
numbers.
binario, esto es
So
lo
in
que
the
hay que ver.
binary,
Vamos
this
a
is
sacar
what we have to see. We need to make the math, and I'm going to make the math for the 36,000. Let's say I have 36,000 If that is my side, my weak side, then how many points do I need for a cycle on the left side? Tell me tell me what's the answer. 330, perfect, 330. Okay, great. So what do I do? 36,113 divided in 330, and I get 109 cycles. Why did I get it from the lowest one? Well, because there is a number that is going to stay in the left one because I still haven't made a cycle because I have to get to 40,000 in the right one. Well, let's suppose that I get to the 40,000. Between 330, I'm going to have 121 cycles. Times 50, $6,600 only in cycles. Only in cycles. So this is the way you know how many cycles you're producing. But now let me give you another example. If it's 660, right? If I want to make 10 cycles, then I need 6,600 points in the strong leg and 3,300 in the less powerful side. That's how you're going to make 10 cycles, and 10 times 50, that's $500 extra. That's why these numbers, as I said, as I mentioned, this is very important what I'm about to say. I want you to stay with this, to keep this. Right. Give me 1 second.
Cuando venimos a este máximo de bonus,
when we get to this top of bonus inside the binary, please keep this in mind. For this, there are no limits. You can sell all the packets that you want per week. Actually, I propose that you sell all out. When you're starting off and you still don't have a structure in the business, your money is here, how much you sell and how many people you register. Because you haven't established the managers, the directors, the seniors yet. So you have to sell more and you have to register more people to be able to see the money that you want to see every week. That's why I'm talking about the goals. It's like I'm gonna sell, my goal is to sell 20 packets or register 4 people in core or 3 people in advance or 1 premium. You decide. But you have to establish the goal. If you don't write it down, then it doesn't happen. These two are unlimited. So right here we have a limit. That's why is that every person that starts, we say in every week your goal, your first goal, 2 days, 3 days, get to manager. Why? Because of this. Because in binary, what they pay you for the volumes on your right side, left side, what I just explained to them about the cycles, this happens. So if you haven't gotten to the rank of manager, then you have this limit. What does that mean? That even though you have the volume, since you're not manager yet, just for binary, not the other ones, you're only going to get $100 a week or 2 cycles. If you made 4 cycles, you're going to get 100 this week and the other 100 the other week. They limit per week $100. So you have to get off the ground. Your goal, make it to manager so that you start being able to get to all the way to $1,500 a week, and we don't get stuck there. When you get to director, $2,500 a week. For example, we're senior presidential director. We have the option of $25,000 a week just because of the cycles. Remember, just because of the week. This is the binary only. What the limit is the binary. It's the only thing. So what is it that we have to do? Manager. What do I need for manager? 300 volume. With what package you started off? Okay, if you started with core, then you have 180 already, but you need 300. So that's why I was saying all of this is about volume. So it's gonna sound confusing in your head for all of the information. I know if you're new, it's gonna be very overwhelming, but calm down little by little. You're gonna get used to it, and then you're gonna talk about volumes as if it was your coffee, your morning coffee. Be patient with yourself. You're starting. So if you started a score, then you have 180. That's why I tell everyone, if you want to start with the business, go in as advanced because you already have the 300 points. So if you, what else are you missing? For your two people on your left, two people on your right. Now, this is important too. To be able to get to manager, you cannot be, well, there are people who say, but I sold the patch to someone and I have one on the left one. No, the people that you sold just a patch are not in your right or left. They're just a customer. You need partners. I personally am, and I'm gonna tell you something that I do. If there is someone that says, I want to try the product, then I propose and I speak very clearly. It's like, what about you register with Gold, you pay the $295, you get three packages, which is what the owner recommends to try the product and have a good concept, objective of the product, and you're in the organization. And if later you want to do the business, you're in. Like a lot of people has started with this because it starts they start and it's good for my ranks and it's people that I have in my organization. Not everyone is going to say no, say yes because it's like, no, I'm not going to invest that money. Okay, but you propose it to them because it can happen. People can say, no, yes, I want in because some people might say, I want the premium and I have 20 people, I have 20 packages. There are all kinds of people. So usually, well, I mention it. Hey, what about you start a score? You have three packages, and then you're just trying the product. But if you want later on, what happens to 60% of the people when you see that everyone asks you how do you feel good, and instead of sending it to someone, then it's like I'm gonna make the business like and I can make money. So I propose that you start a score. That can be an option, and that way you have four people, the left, two on the right. So that's your first goal. What for? To be able to start opening this option in which you're going to be able to get even up to $1,500 a week. So immediately you have to do it. So it's something important. I'm going to go to the fourth one, which is super easy. Tell me, okay, 19 messages. Oh my God. These cycles cut every week, every week. Listen, everything is weekly. It's not monthly. Everything is weekly. When I say that these are the four ways, then the four ways get paid every week. Something important to mention is everything in your numbers and your volumes. If you didn't make a cycle, you don't lose them. They roll over. In other multi-level companies, you lose them. They go away every time the month is over. Go. In here, we don't have that. Over here, in 52 weeks, you keep accumulating all the points that didn't go into a cycle. You're going to see it there still. That's why you see when you have Monday that you have numbers on your right, on your left, because there are numbers that they didn't make the cycle and because they didn't get to the numbers. You don't lose them, you keep them there so you can make money and each week you start off. Unless you didn't produce it, because if you didn't produce it's not going to show up. Something important in regards to that. Let me just look for the page. When you started off the new ones, there are a lot of people who reject the auto shipping. No, I don't want to have the auto ship. Let me tell you this directly. The auto ship, it's part of your business. And I want you to think about this. The auto shipping, what is it? It's your activation. The auto ship, it's for you to have your 110 points. 110 points that we need, each one of us, monthly to be able to stay active. Listen to me. If you're not active and you don't have the auto ship, if you're not active, right? And you don't have those 110 points and you're 30 days or 31 days, depending on the month, without being active, you lose your numbers. This is important because there are very stubborn people who's like, no, I'm not going to pay. Why? I already have the product. If you want to make the business, if not, then don't. But if you want to make the business, you need to be active. So here are you'll have your two packages. Why two packages? You remember about what I said about the points? of each packet.
X39 es el que más puntos te da.
X39,
Te da
it's the one that gives you
77
the
puntos.
most points. It gives you
Si tú
77 points.
agarras dos de
If
55
you get
puntos,
2
no
of
llegas
55
a los
points,
110.
you're not going to make it to 110.
¿Ok? Entonces tú necesitas más puntos.
So
Yo
you need
siempre pongo
more points.
X39 como
I
base
always
y le
say
agrego. Bueno, yo realmente pido más porque uso de la
130,
cara,
well,
uso un
because I
montón.
use the one for the
Pero
face and everything,
tienes que
but
estar en
you
autoenvío.
have to be in auto shipping.
Hay que estar en autoenvío.
We have to be in auto
Y es
shipping.
en base a lo que
And
te da
that's
cada
based
paquete.
on
Puede ser que
what
agarres
you
3
get
paquetes,
every packet.
uno
It could
ion,
be
otro
maybe you
carnosine,
can get 3
depende de la
packages,
necesidad.
Carlosine, ion,
Fíjate en
depends
los
on
puntos. Yo
your
no te voy a
needs.
decir qué pedir.
Look, the
Tú
points,
nada
look at
más
the
te
points. I'm not
enfocas
going
en
to
que
tell you what to
necesitas
order.
esos 10
Just
puntos
focus
para
on the
estar
fact
activo.
that you need
Enfócate en eso.
110
Y
points to be
busca
active. Focus on
cuánto
that.
te da
And
cada uno.
look how much every packet gives you.
Sí, sí, Tairi. Y eso es importante.
Yes, Ty, and that's very
Si tú
important.
tienes
If you
algo
have
y te compró y te dio los
someone
puntos,
and
está bien.
they
No hay
bought
problema.
it and they
Ahora,
gave you the
yo
points, it's fine, no
personalmente
problem. Now, I
tengo mi autoenvío
personally
siempre.
have my auto ship all the
Siempre.
time.
Yo entreno
All the
al
time.
equipo en tu
I
autoenvío.
train the team.
Ten tu autoenvío. Porque si no
Here's
estás
your auto
activa,
ship.
¿qué
Because
pasa
if you're
si
not
un día el
active,
cliente
then
no
what
llega, enviamos
happens?
los
If
primeros
one day
puntos,
the
perdemos
team
los envíos?
didn't go
Yo
in,
no
and
puedo
I
perder.
have my auto
Porque
ship. I
fíjate lo
don't
que les
play with
quiero
that
decir.
because look, what I'm trying to say here
Te voy a
is
explicar algo. A ver,
I'm going to
te voy a
explain
decir
something to you.
acá.
I'm
¿Dónde?
going to
Ok.
say
Mira esto.
here,
Si
look at
tú
this.
solo con
If
los
you
ciclos,
only
tú vas a
with
hacer
the
1.500 dólares a la
cycles,
semana.
you're gonna
Y
make
supongamos,
$1,500 a
senior
week. And
director,
let's
tú
suppose
vas,
senior
tienes hasta
director
$3.500
and
a la semana.
advanced, you have up
Mira
to
cómo va aumentando tus finanzas,
$3,500 a
los
week. Look
ingresos,
at your
el
money
dinero que haces
increasing,
semanal,
the money you
porque
make
todo esto es
every
semanal,
week, because
el
all of
dinero que
this
haces
is weekly.
semanal.
The money that you
Sin
make
embargo,
weekly,
el
however,
autoenvío
the auto shipping
no te lo aumentaron.
was
No
not
te lo aumentaron.
increased.
Sigue
It
siendo lo
didn't
mismo.
increase.
Si le
It's
llaman
still the
porque
same
tú
amount.
ganas más,
So
perfecto,
they don't care
felicidades
if you
para ti.
make
El
more,
autoenvío
great,
se queda en lo
perfect
mismo.
for you.
Entonces
The
no
auto
lo
ship is
veamos esto
still the
como un
same. So
gasto. Veamos
let's
esto
not
como un
see
requisito.
this as an
Esta
expense.
sí es
Let's
tu
see
renta.
this as a requirement.
Las
This is your rent.
personas que han tenido
So
empresa,
people
créeme que
who
la
has
renta
had a
son $200
company
a
trust me
al
that
mes.
the
No
rent
lo
is
son.
not $200 per
Entonces
week
yo ni
or per
peleo
month.
con eso.
That's not true.
Autoenvío,
I
chévere.
don't even fight it.
Autoenvío. Si tú trabajas con
Auto
nosotros,
ship, okay,
autoenvío.
great.
Y si no
Anyway, I
tienes el
use the
producto,
product, and if I don't use
perdón,
the
o tienes
product,
suficiente producto, que no
or
vamos a
you
decir
have
eso
enough
mismo,
product if you don't
pero
use
bueno,
the
si no tienes
product, but if you don't,
tienes suficiente producto,
if you have enough
cómprate
product,
bueno, hay gente que lo compra en Amazon, a mí me gustan las tarjeticas estas de ellos, y aquí
I mean,
yo
I like
pongo
these
5
cards
parches,
in
6
Amazon.
parches,
I put
igual las
5
necesito
patches,
para que
6
la gente lo
patches.
pruebe.
Still, I
Entonces,
need them for
lo
people to
pones
try them.
y
So
empiezas a
you
dar
put it
patches.
here and you start
Porque
giving
tienes
patches.
suficiente. A
So
mí,
if you
yo
have
sigo
enough,
comprando.
I
Porque
I
los pongo
always I'm
todos.
always
Yo uso
buying because
todos
I
los
use them
patches.
all. I use
Todos
all of the
excepto Ice
patches
Wave. Todos los demás
except
los
Lice
uso.
Wave. The
Todos.
rest of them I do wear them all.
Ahora, cuarta manera de ganar
Now,
dinero. Y ahorita voy.
fourth way of making money, and
Aquí está. Esto es fácil.
it's
Esto
right
es
here.
súper
This
fácil.
is easy. This is
Y
super
es
easy.
cuando ya tú creas
And it's
esto.
when you
Es desde el inicio.
create,
Ahora, cuando
it's
tú vas a
since the
poder
beginning.
ver más
When
dinero
you're
en
gonna be
esto,
able to
y
see
además
more
es
money
dinero
in
a
this,
largo plazo.
that also
Porque
money on
cuando
the
digo a largo
long,
plazo es que es residual y va
long,
aumentando, aumentando, aumentando
it's
con el
increasing,
tiempo.
increasing,
Porque
increasing
es
with time,
dependiendo de tu
because
estructura, de
it
la gente
depends
que tú
on your
tienes en tu equipo,
structure of the people
¿verdad?
that you have in
Este
your
eres
team,
tú.
right? This
Supongamos,
is
¿quién
you.
es tu primer
Let's
nivel? Todos
suppose
los que
who's
firman
your
con tu
first
enlace.
level, everyone that is
Sean
registered
5,
under your link.
sean 2,
If it's
sean
5,
20,
2 people,
sean
20
1000.
people,
Nosotros tenemos más de
1,000
300
people,
personas directas.
since we have
De esas
1,300 people
1300,
directly. So of
en
those
el binario,
1,300 in binary,
a nosotros nos dan el
we get
25% de cada uno.
25% of each one
Todo
of
lo que
them.
ellos produzcan, a nosotros nos dan
Everything
el
they
25%.
produce, we
Y
get
eso pasó ahorita también.
25%, and
El
we give it to you too.
25% de
So
todo tu primer nivel. Es
25%
decir,
of
de las
all your
personas que
first
firmaron
level,
contigo.
of the people who registered
En el
with you
binario, lo que ellos produzcan.
in the binary,
Por eso te
whatever
digo que
they
esto
make.
es un
That's why I
negocio de
say
equipo.
this
Esto es
is
un
a
negocio de
team
conexión.
business.
Esto es un
This is
negocio de
a business of
mantenernos
connections,
comunicados,
of
informados, trabajando con el
keeping in
equipo, haciendo
touch,
eventos,
being informed,
manejándolo,
working
cómo
with
puede
the
llegar al
business,
rango,
doing
cómo puede llegar
event,
acá, cómo
managing it,
vamos
how to
mejor,
make the
vamos a
ranch, how
reunirnos,
to do
vamos a
this.
ver,
Let's
accountability partners,
gather, let's
estar
see,
encima,
let's go to
porque
accountability partners to
esto
be on
produce.
top of everything because
Y
this
si
produces.
tú
And
ves,
if
duplica
your
lo que
team
tú haces,
sees
por lo
it,
menos,
then
eso se debería
duplicates
hacer.
what they do, or maybe that's, or at least
¿Quién
that's
es
what
tu
they should do.
segundo nivel?
Who's your
Las
second
personas
level?
que
The
inscriben
people
tu primer
who
nivel.
enroll your first level. Every person that is in store with you is going to be your business. So you're going to enroll your business. So you get 20% of everything that they do. when you start getting 25% of all of your first level, 20% of all your second level, 20% of your third level, it starts to add up and it starts to add up. So that's why I was saying this is on the long run. For example, if you would duplicate to see your team, to be with them, to not have limits, to be able to be with them all the time or for them, and you work that organization deeply, then we personally, we don't care first, second, third, 7 day, we're working with everyone because all of those numbers increase. Even if it's the 6 one, the 12, it doesn't matter, the 15, it doesn't matter, really. Because all of those numbers are going to be reflected up, 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 and they get to you. So don't limit to the second generation only. Keep going with your whole organization. Sometimes people down there, you're 15, that are stars, and all those numbers increase, and you want your people to make money. You want your people to be okay. So I know that the binary part is the part that it's a little bit more complicated, but the best way is to watch it again and again and again and manage the web page, your web page of LiveWave, to get there, get used to see your numbers. Remember, you want to have your strong leg with numbers or volume in the doubled amount than your weak leg. And to make it better, they recommend 3 times more than the weak one, but I usually work it double because I know that it's making cycles. Why 3? Because whatever it's not done, then you start off with the next week and you have numbers starting the next week. So it's great starting the Monday, and it's like, oh wow, I already have $1,500 commission and the week is just starting. Why? Because of what I'm saying, because of the numbers and because of the numbers left and it's reflecting there. So let me see questions.
Sí, escúchame, cuando ustedes entren nuevos.
Yes, listen to me. When you start off, because I know that there are a lot of new people, I noticed because of the questions. When you start as a new member, you're not going to get paid until you get commissions that are accumulating. And it's like, well, it's not until you get, no, it's 2 weeks. You're going to get an email and telling you that you already have commissions. Fill out your information in the school. You're going to see the video of how to make the e-wallet, how to do the setup of all the setting of the e-wallet. You're going to have to put your information there, the bank in which you want to receive the money, and this is the one that takes longer. After you get your first payment, then weekly, without any kind of issue whatsoever. The first one is the one that you have to put the email, because until you get that email, be careful because sometimes it goes to spam. So keep checking constantly, all right? You have to do all that setup so you can start getting money, but it's like 2 weeks at the beginning.
No, Saúl, yo creo que estás confundido.
Oh, Saul, I think you're confused.
No. Escúchame.
No. If listen up, if the person starts as a customer, it's not your distributor. No. The client or the customer determines if they only want the product, and if they only want the product, it's just going to use the product. If want to become a partner, then it's going to start with the packages that I explained: core, advanced, or premium. Right? So if someone is a customer and they bought just a packet and then says, I want to be a partner now, I want to make money, then you have to go in, they have to register again, become a partner, get a packet, and then cancel their account as customer, because you won't get the option of doing the upgrade. So if you start as core, or someone starts as core and then they want to go as advanced or premium to do the upgrade, they can do it at any point. But a customer that only bought the product to become a partner, that's what they have to do. Right?
A ver, ¿por dónde entro a school?
Where do I go to school to? That's what I explained. They can become a distributor. If a client says, you know what, I just want to buy, and then later they want to become a seller, then they have to do what I just said. What's a customer? It's because they just bought a product. He just bought a product from you. Means it's not a partner. they didn't get enrolled with one of the packets.
Ok. A ver. Sí lo cancela automáticamente, no sabía. Yo pensé que había que llamar. A mí me han dicho que tiene que llamar.
Oh,
Bueno, he
it
tenido personas
cancels
que me han dicho que llamar
automatically.
porque no
Well,
registran
some
los
people
números,
have
pero
had to
bueno,
call
supongo.
because it didn't do automatically, but it depends.
Ok. A ver, déjeme ver más. School. Déjame en
Oh,
la.
school.
Bueno, déjame enviarte acá el enlace mejor. Ya te lo voy
Let
a
me
enviar.
send you the link actually.
Ok, ya te lo voy a enviar. Dame un segundito.
Okay, I'm about to send it to you. 1 second.
Lights, cool. Aquí está. Mira, este es el enlace de School. Escúchenme, en School tienen
Listen to me. In a
todos los
school,
videitos
you
cortos
have all of
de
the short
cómo
videos
hacer, ahí se los envié, de cómo cambiar la configuración,
about how
de
to
cómo
change
mirar sus
the setting,
volúmenes,
about how to
todo. En
look at your
School está
volume, everything.
todo,
In a school,
absolutamente. Es
you
más,
have
le voy a enseñar.
absolutely everything.
Miren, para que ustedes sepan y por qué es que recomendamos
Yeah, for
tanto,
you to
tanto
know,
esta plataforma.
and you know,
Miren, así luce School. Aquí donde dice
this is
Classroom,
why we
dale en
recommend
ese.
this platform a
Mira
lot. Here where it
todas
says a school
las
platform, you're
categorías.
gonna go in there, look at all
Todas
the
las categorías.
categories,
¿Ves?
all of
Onboarding
the
es lo que tienen que
categories.
saber todos los nuevos.
See,
Es lo que yo hago
onboarding,
todos los lunes.
it's
Todos los
what
lunes
you guys
yo tengo
have
una
to know.
llamada a
I
las
do this
7 de la
every
noche
Monday at
con todas
7
las
p.m.
personas nuevas para
with all
explicarles
of the
cómo
new
manejar su
people to
página y todo
explain
eso.
how
¿Ves?
to
Mira,
manage their
guía para hacer upgrade,
page and everything,
proceso completo de
guide to
inscripción. Estos
upgrade,
son
whole
todos
process
videitos
of
corticos
enrollment.
que todos los
These are
hicimos mi
just
esposo y yo para que
small
ustedes
short
los tengan.
videos. Me and my
Acá,
husband did all of
esto
this
es
for
de
you
la
to have
doctora
them.
Catherine Spain.
And all of
Ella
this is from
hizo
Catherine
videos
Spain
específicos
Doctor.
cómo
She did
funcionan los
specific
patches,
videos
cuál es la
about how the
tecnología,
patches work, what's the
cada uno qué es lo
technology.
que ayuda. Son videitos cortos que tú puedes encontrar.
There are short videos that
Acá,
you can find there.
recursos. Todo esto
Over
son
here,
PDF,
resources. All of
publicidad,
this is
los estudios
PDFs,
clínicos,
the
qué es
clinical
X29, qué
studies,
hace
what's
cada parche. Todo
X39,
estos son
what every
documentos.
patch does.
Pero
All of
aquí
these are documents.
yo
But
tengo,
over
si
here,
tú todos los
I
días, por
have,
ejemplo,
if
una
you
hora,
every
dices
day
voy a entrar a school a
stay this for
entrenarme,
an hour, it's like I'm gonna
pero
go to
aquí
school to take a
tú vas a estar
training.
muy bien.
Trust me,
Esto
you're
toma
gonna
tiempo.
do
Si vas a
great. This
entrar,
takes
tienes
time.
que estar
If
poco
you
a
just
poco
started
y
in the
tienes
business,
que...
you have to go
No,
little
no se
by
necesita
little.
contraseña. Solamente te va a pedir
No,
tu
you don't
nombre e
need a password.
información. El
It's
email,
just
tu
gonna ask
nombre,
you for your
etcétera, nada más.
information, email, your name, all of that. And that's it.
¿Dónde veo el volumen que me
Where
ha
do I
dado el
see
offline?
the
Lo
volume
ves
that the
en tus,
upline gave me in
números,
your
pero igual vas
numbers?
a
But still,
tú... Voy, dame un segundo.
you're gonna, one moment.
Aquí. No, espérate, porque... Disculpa.
No,
Voy.
hold on.
Ok, si tú vas acá, miren, acá en organización,
If you go
y
here,
tú vas a visor del
organization, and you
árbol
see
binario,
view
ahí
binary
tú vas a
tree,
ver personas.
then you're gonna
Perdón,
see
me salió por el esto.
people, sorry, it kicked me out.
¿Ves? Ahí tú vas a ver personas que están por
You're gonna
ti,
see people
quienes no
that
están
are there
por
for
ti
you,
y
who
cómo
is not
cayeron,
there for you,
en
and
qué
how did
posición.
they
De
started
nuevo,
and in what position.
organización,
Again,
visor del
organization,
árbol binario, ahí te va a
binary
salir
tree,
absolutamente todo
and
y
you're
vas a
gonna
poder ver los
have
perfiles.
everything there. You're gonna
¿Ok?
be able to see the
Igual, en
profiles, okay?
School todo
Also,
eso
in a
está.
school, everything is right there
Exacto,
in a
ya,
school.
perfecto, School, listo.
So,
Bueno,
yes,
chicos, y si
school,
mi upline no
perfect,
hace
okay.
volumen, ¿qué pasa conmigo? Nada, Marta. Si tu upline no hace volumen,
So
no
if
pasa
your
nada.
upline, nothing happens.
Tú
If
vas a
your
hacer tu
upline
contenido.
doesn't
Y
do
acuérdate que aquí
volume,
todos,
it's
o sea,
okay.
no
You
nos
can
podemos
move. I mean, we
confiar
cannot
en que vamos a construir solo por el
trust in the
upline.
fact that we're
Nosotros
gonna
en nuestra
build
mente
something just because of
tenemos
the
que
upline.
vamos a
In
construir
our
este equipo,
minds,
tanto a la
we
izquierda
have to
como
build
a la
our
derecha.
team,
Esa tiene que ser
right
nuestra
and left.
mentalidad.
That has to
Que
be
el
our
volumen
mindset.
o lo que
That
produce
the
nuestro
volume
upline a
or
nivel
whatever
business te
our upline
ayuda, sí,
makes helps
pero
you.
no podemos,
Yes, it
de
does
eso no
help you,
depende tu
but
negocio, es lo que quiero decirte. ¿Ok?
business does not
Nos
depend on that.
enfocamos,
That's
hacemos
what
el
I
trabajo
mean.
que
If
tenemos que hacer,
we
tú puedes
focus and
producirlo.
do the work that we have to do, you still have to produce everything.
Ok, bueno, gente, son las 6:04.
Well, my
Perdón,
people, it's
7:04 para ustedes, perdón.
6:04,
Sé que ya
7:04
terminó
is
la
for you.
reunión.
Sorry, since I have one
Aquí
hour
traté
less.
de
I
explicarte lo
tried
más
to
desglosado posible
explain it to you the best as possible. I knew there's a lot of new people, and I know that new people, when you're starting off, this is completely new, very overwhelming, so much information, cycles, um, 660, 330. I know that that can make you feel like, wow, this is too much. But if there is a recommendation when you start off, I can tell you that well, I still have to, every week, I watch at least two compensation plan explained by someone else. I love it. I feel like we always have to learn. There is a change coming for the conversation plan. So, oh, we are going to Utah. We got invited to this group, and we're going to get the whole explanation of the new things that are coming to be able to make it better. We'll tell you everything about it when we come back from Utah. We're going to do all of the trainings that have to do with the new compensation plans for you to see what's going to happen. We don't know when it's going to be launched, but they're already doing trainings about that. Exactly, Adriana, you're completely right. She says, thank you. What I understand is that we can make a lot of money, but we have to take actions. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to tell you my mindset or whatever I let something in my mind. So when I started, I did what the American leaders did because the first people who developed it were the American people, and I saw a great opportunity and I said they could do it, we could do it. So now talking and talking and talking and asking, the average of goal accomplishing is years. And in the way I saw it was, I'm going to focus of doing what we have to do for 2 years, nonstop, without giving attention to anything else, knowing and being clear with the ways that are with everything that is necessary from my side. Recruit, talk to my people, talk to people about the business, get to know how to talk about the business, just completely focus, learning more, gathering information and learning for 2 years, just 2 years with clear goals, bringing people, looking for people with a visionary mind. Not everyone has mindset for this, and you have to know this, and you can't take this personally. Look for people, ask the God to give you the right people in your path. God answers our prayers. Just ask for it, ask to learn, focus, be clear. Ask that to yourself and act from that mindset. Take an action from that mindset and don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. There are people who are going to stay with you. There are a lot of people that have started off with me and they're gone that helped me to get to a goal, but they're not here anymore. That's part of the business. There are people that come and go. Not everyone stays, not everyone resists. Who are you? Only you can decide. The opportunity is here because whenever you can go to the convention in Anaheim, you start getting your tickets. So when you go there, you're gonna see the amount of people of the 82 countries that are here. And it's a lot of people going up stage with ranks and older people actually too. So if they're doing it, why aren't I? I got that for 2 years. You can say whatever, you can say anything. I adapt, I'm flexible. But I keep going. No one is getting out of this unless God has another plan. But on my end, I'm gonna do everything every day. Not one day and then not 4 day. Every day. I recruit, talk about the business, the trainings, listen to trainings, everything that I can do. I learn from the leaders. What do you do? That's your decision. The second thing that I wanted to say, May 31st, there's a great event in Miami with all of this movement of Wellness Revolution. It's a live event. It's a boot camp. I put all of the information. I would love it if you could go to Miami. It's a whole day. Of 31st of May, we're going to be in the beach. We're going to be trainings and sharing. Invite people that you think that being part of this community can be interesting for them. We're going to be talking about the opportunity of the business. We're going to share. It's going to be a spectacular day. I put the link where you can enroll. It's free, completely free. So start inviting people over. Invite people, any prospects.
31 de mayo en el canal de información está
May
todo
31st in the
lo que
information
necesitan.
channel, you have all of the
Inclusive las
information you
camisetas
need,
que se pueden mandar a
even
hacer,
the shirts that
todo lo
we
que vamos
can
a
ask to
hacer,
be
ahí
made.
está. Los pueden encontrar.
Everything, it's going to be
Los
there. You
invitados
can
deben
find it
comprar
there.
la camiseta. No,
The
no tienen que
invited
comprarla.
people have to buy
Si tú
the,
quieres
no, 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 you
comprarla,
don't have
puedes
to buy the
comprarla,
shirt.
¿no?
If
Pero
you
la
want to
persona
have
que, si son
the
del equipo,
shirt, then
sería
you can.
chévere.
But people from your team, it will be great if you have them. Okay?
Dice Victoria, horrorosamente confuso. No, mi amor,
Victoria says
tranquila.
it's a little bit
No es
confusing.
confuso,
It's
es
okay.
solamente que a lo mejor no
It's
hemos
not
contado
confusing. It's
antes.
just maybe you haven't heard about
La
this
grabación la
before.
ponemos, después
The
siempre la ponemos
recording,
en el
we
canal
put
de
it up
YouTube.
later.
De
We
YouTube,
always put it in
¿ok?
the YouTube channel.
La información de la
And
camiseta está
the
en el canal de
information of the
información.
shirt is
Siempre el
in the
canal de
information
información es
channel.
mejor,
Always, the
¿ok?
information channel is
No
the
se
best thing.
desesperen, gente. No se desesperen.
Don't get desperate.
em, Porque todo toma
Because
tiempo. Tú no empezaste
everything
a
takes time.
manejar y manejabas
You didn't
maravilloso. Tú
start
no fuiste
driving and
mamá
you
o papá
drove
el primer día y te
wonderfully.
salió todo bien.
You
Todo
didn't
bueno.
become a
Solamente
mom and
terminamos
then
con eso.
everything was
Los
fine.
quiero mucho.
Sorry, I took a little
Cuídense. Nos
longer.
vemos la próxima
I love
semana.
you a lot.
Bye.
Take care. See you next week. Bye.
Si es solo presencial, el evento es solo
Yes,
presencial.
it's only in person. The event is only in person.